Well, she's raining again. Thank God for that. We can't get enough rain out here. It's heavy back in that country. But this, man, it's nice. Wouldn't trade for it. Coming down. We really need it. Really need it. Alright, well, I'm started on the tractor. Let me zoom you back out. It's just kind of dicking off right now. I didn't even bring my book. Got some of my tools over here, not many of them. I just kind of, I don't really have any help right now, but just now starting to get the batteries off. Well, I've got started and it is a mess. I got another link to disconnect on the trans. Got my battery boxes off. I got the 2 forward cab mounting bolts disconnected. I think I have the front underside wiring disconnected. Don't have any of this disconnected yet. Now I have never done this, so I was going by the book and it told me to take these 2 bolts out. Well, what they don't tell you is there's not a, the nut's not welded to the top or anything. It actually has a castle nut with a cotter pin through it. So that was a pain, to be honest with you, because you got to strip out a piece of the flooring to get to it, and it was a pain. But I'm learning. There's going to be a lot of that. And I have no mechanical patience whatsoever, so this may be a real learning experience for me, but that's kind of how far I've gotten so far. I brought this down to help me. It's not any help at all. This thing's, I've got an 18 volt big impact, and this is a small one that's half drive. It's a giant chunk of junk, but hopefully I'll find something for it. All right. Hopefully I can turn the page in the book now. Got my DeWalt little tool light. It's working pretty good. I can actually work around it. This is my sorting system. I have become quite filthy. This is a very, very dirty job. Alrighty. Where am I? I can turn the page. Alright. Remove heater, hose to body. Right side of the fender well. Okay, so I'll get the heater hoses. Yeah, I got this book from Deere. It's $180. I was looking through an Allstate's catalog a couple weeks later, and I saw that they had them for $25. So I felt kind of hosed, but oh well. It's helping me. There's no way I could do this without it. But anyway, so I gotta get back over here and do the heater hoses now. I got my nasty old drop light. That thing is just terrible. Yeah. I guess there they are. I'll get them taken apart now. So, I'm probably not gonna. I don't have a head mount for my GoPro right now, so I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared. I just no telling where it is. I guess I'll get one ordered and get it here, because I'm gonna film pretty much step by step what I'm doing once I get it. That way I can see what I'm doing when I put it on my channel, and I can go back and watch. So I think the plan is to have step by step on taking this thing apart. And you guys may not like that, but I'm doing it for me because I've never done this before, and I think it will definitely help me out quite a bit. One thing I have noticed, and we'll go ahead and share this now, look how frayed a lot of these wires are. And this thing's just solid oil, so I'm surprised this thing didn't burn to the ground, but hey, I replaced the orbit motor last year, and the wiring, or the light switch, every single wire was frayed. It was shorting itself out in the cab. I don't know how this thing didn't burn, but now that I have insurance on it, if it burns, I guess I really don't care. I'll just put it towards another 7,800, but I would prefer it not to burn because I would like to get some more use out of the old girl. I do like the tractor, but you know, I'm not, what can I say? It's just a tool. It's not something I'm attached to. Alright. I gotta disconnect some shit up here in the front. I wanna show you something. So it says disconnect. It really just doesn't tell you a whole lot of anything. Disconnect this line here, right? Well, that line, you can disconnect it there, or if you can see, it's right there. And that one would be, I think, easier to disconnect. At the same time, for this, it's telling you to disconnect these lines up on top to remove the cab, but only this line, only that line up there goes up into the cab or wherever the hell it goes. You can't really see, so I went ahead and disconnected it. But that line goes right there. I still want it disconnected. And I think what it is it's overall separation. They're not doing stages where they say remove the cab first, then you go from here to here to here. At least I'm not smart enough to find that one out, but yeah, so that's kind of what I have found so far. Now I gotta start with all this bullshit up in here, which does not look fun. Anywho's, yeah, that's where I'm going to start, and we'll go from there. I gotta do the tack, and my lighting is terrible, and I have no idea where to put the camera. So, let me try something. Well, I think I've got this side of the engine maybe kind of done. I don't know. I've got no idea. We'll find out. I've got the wiring off this side and the hydros off the steering valve. Still have the electrical on this side. The starter solenoid, I gotta get that taken care of. I haven't read in the book exactly what it wants me to do yet. I will point out one thing on here. See this air filter? It's just shoved right up in front of the cab. That's kind of a pain in the ass for doing the wiring. I probably ought to, and you know, it didn't say pull the filter out. Like it just, which I'm gonna take the filter element out. Just go ahead and get it out. One difference between the 4430 and the 4630 is on the 4430, the steering valve is mounted to the front of the tractor, or it's mounted to the front of the cab. Whereas on the 4630, it's mounted here. And that's where that's located. So when you know, and I already knew that, but when you start looking into the book and everything, you know, the book's for both tractors, but it's, you know, it doesn't specify, you know, like this, that's a slight difference. So, and there's a difference on that little, for the brakes, on which way everything is. So it's interesting. I'll give it that. This is probably all I'm going to get done for today, but I will go ahead and get this uploaded, and there's going to be a lot more to come, so keep watching. Thanks. Alright, I got this starter, wires disconnected from the cab. Grab my light here so you can actually see something. Got it disconnected. Got those wires right there ready to go with the tractor. Still have to do this one. I don't even know if half the wires even work on this thing, honestly. Really don't know. Still got to do the disconnections on this side, but it's like 7:30, something like that. I'm done for the day before I start getting cranky. It's actually gone by pretty quick. I still got to do, you know, PTO, clutch, all that fun shit. Then I got to come back here and start on the rear end, which I don't think is going to be too bad, honestly. We're going to brand calves tomorrow, and we got to build fence if it's not too terribly crappy. If not, then I guess we may be pulling the cab off tomorrow. I don't know. Probably not. I prefer to have my skid steer here, but I guess if I have to, I can get my 78 over here with the hay spikes. But yeah, it's coming along. I think I'll know more when I start trying to pull the cab off and find all the stuff I did forget. But I hope it all works out.